I want to speak to you today about Pastor Maldonado, the greatest driver to have ever driven an F1. No, he's a nuisance to the sport. He's a paid driver. He's a useless paid driver. In fact, I would say Taki Inui, the great Taki Inui, was better than Pastor Maldonado. There's no need for him on the grid. You see, he moved from Williams to Lotus last season. Moved to Lotus, they said. They'll be faster, they said. But no, Pastor just brings bad luck. It's bad luck Pastor. It's a new version of Bad Luck Brian, to be honest. And you can just tell when he picks number 13 to be his number for his F1 career, it was just going to go downhill from there. And it really showed at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Not only is the Lotus really slow, like it is, to be honest, it really is unbelievably slow. I mean, you could see Grosjean in the early stages battling with the Caterhams and the Marussias. I mean, they were battling for podiums and wins last season. Now they're battering? Well, they could be battering, but they're battling the minnows of the sport. I mean, it's just gone completely tits up for Lotus this season. And they got rid of Kimi. Kimi was a great driver. He still is a great driver. He's now at Ferrari. But they lost a fantastic driver. And who did they replace him with? It could have been Hulkenberg. It could have been Valsecchi, who didn't get to drive the last 3 races of the season because they broke Kovalainen in. No, they get Maldonado. I mean, come on, how? How could you bring in Maldonado instead of one of the rising stars? I mean, all that Maldonado has really done is have a win. He really hasn't done anything else in his F1 career. And it really did show when he flipped Gutierrez at the weekend. But I mean, Maldonado said, "Oh, I didn't have enough room. I didn't have anywhere to go." Really? You're coming out the pit lane. He was on the racing line. He has right of way. Not you. What makes you think you can just go diving up the inside? You're on cool tyres, you know that. And yet you go and crash straight into him. Now, people were saying, oh, is it these low noses that were causing it? No, it's wheel-to-wheel contact that caused that flip. You see that in GP2, GP3. You even see it in IndyCar. Come on, it was wheel-to-wheel contact that caused that, not the low noses. Try not blame the new regulations. Blame the driver, because he's crap. Maldonado has no need to be there. I mean, come on. You can see that F1 is losing fans. But it's also losing drivers. The top 3 from GP2 last season didn't get an F1 seat. They're all in sports cars this season. They're all in full-time sports cars. What does that tell you? F1 is losing the talent, the good drivers, to paid drivers, to people who just have some money lying about from expensive companies, like for Maldonado, it's PDVSA or however you like to call it. But this just shows that F1 is ruining itself. Bernie is ruining F1. I know that's hard, but he needs to leave. That is possibly the only way that F1 is going to get better. Because he's driving the teams. If there's a cost cap, like they were saying they're going to bring in, they're now not. But if there was a cost cap, that would mean that teams wouldn't have to spend ridiculous amount of money on their cars, and so they could get actually good drivers in. This is the core reason why F1 is failing. It's failing the young drivers, the young, good racing drivers of this world. I mean, Sam Bird and Thingy Limer, they're really good drivers. Sam Bird has got to drive for the 6-hour Spa and the 24 hours of Le Mans. And he drove in the 24 hours of Daytona. All the good open-wheel drivers are now going to sports cars, to endurance racing. And that's ruining F1. That's going to ruin the future of F1. If they don't put in a cost cap, they're going to continue getting paid drivers. And the standard, I think, is just going to spiral. Because this is the reason why there's no really new drivers coming in. You've got Magnussen. He came in through the McLaren Young Drivers Programme, I believe. He is a good prospect. Unfortunately, he is the only good prospect to come in this year. Bottas looks really good this year, really fast. He could be the new Flying Finn. Bottas is a really good prospect, as is Magnussen, and as is Ricciardo. Ricciardo's been doing really well. But there are pay drivers as well who are doing badly. You know, like Maldonado, for example. And the only way to stop this and get new talent and more exciting races is by implementing a cost cap. That is the only way that this will happen. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.